Good morning and welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors. We're just getting ready to go again for this morning. The sun's just coming up, or been up for maybe 15 minutes or so. I'm not in super huge hurry because I don't have a ton of sets out. It's only taken me maybe half the day to get them all checked. But the wind is still blowing pretty decent right now. I mean, if I make catches, we're going to be remaking the sets. We'll fight the wind and get them reset. I mean, I did yesterday, and I would have yesterday if I caught more stuff, but towards the end of the day, the wind's supposed to taper off to like under 10 miles an hour. So hopefully that happens a little earlier than what they're predicting, but I should get like maybe an hour right at the end of daylight here that the wind should be down like under 10 miles an hour. So if that's the case, we're going to probably come home and maybe take care of any fur that I got caught, and then maybe kind of watch the wind, and if it looks like it's going down, actually head back out and then add some sets here close to the house, because I don't have a ton. Like, I end up driving 2-3 miles to get to the first set, and then it's like 2-3 miles to the next one. I'd like to get a few added in between, which I would normally have in. It's just the fields are finally getting worked up and that type of stuff now. So I'm just looking around for deer. There was just 3 deer like right out here, right in just above the snow fence out in the field or in the pasture there. A nice doe and a pair of fawns, and then a whole bunch of turkeys just come through the yard when I was kind of getting stuff ready to go. But the only thing that I'm doing today is I grabbed a new gallon of fox urine. I got that much left of last year's gallon, and I don't really want to mix the two together. So we're going to use all this right down to the empty bottle, and then we'll fill it back up. Normally I would fill it here. Like, knowing that I want to add sets to the line, I'd make sure that's full before I ever leave the house here. I am going to fill my peat moss container though before I leave, because if the wind's blowing and I have to remake sets, I don't want to have to do that out on the line today. So we're going to make sure my peat moss container is full, which it's probably not terrible. Oh, it's down quite a ways. It's probably a third full right now. So we'll make sure that that guy's full before I leave the house here. I carry a 5-gallon pail of sifted stuff in my truck. And then whenever I need to refill that, I just stop. I have a little, an old peanut butter container that I've been using for years just for that. That's all it ever gets used for. It stays with the fresh sifted and dried peat moss, and then I just stop on the line. I'll just scoop it out of my 5-gallon pail, and then it fits perfectly into the top of them containers, so I can just dump it right in there. It's good to see the turkeys went real far. They're literally, I don't know, you probably ain't gonna be able to see them, but there's these 2 cars in the yellow tractor. There's a turkey right next to that yellow tractor down there. There was like 30 of them or more just come through the yard. But yeah, so we'll get that sifted peat moss filled back up, and we'll get out there on the line. Like I said, we're gonna try and get everything checked again. We're gonna run the line backwards, which I've done the last few days, because there are a few that I'll be checking right towards the beginning here that if it really starts to get sunny and starts to unthaw a little bit, I can't get to them very well. The road gets slippery and that type of stuff. So we're going to check them first, and then actually that'll work out fine, because as I get through my line, if the wind starts to go down a little early, I'll be coming by where I want to add the sets towards the end of my line today. So I may even if the wind's blowing a little bit, I may stop and try and add a few sets in. So, but yeah, I think that's about it. We'll see you guys out there. All right, guys, so I'm just a few sets in. Well, with these 2, I think I'm 8 coyote sets in, 1 weasel box, and 1 mink box. But I'm out here by this ditch, and there's this bridge, and I don't think you guys are probably gonna be able to see them real good, but we'll get this down. Try and get so the sun ain't blinding you. There is right here, there is a buck standing right. I'm trying to find the right trees here. No, he's right here. He's right here. There is a buck standing there, and he is an absolute giant. The only season that's on right now is an archery season, so it doesn't really matter that he's there, but he is huge. Man, I wish I could zoom you guys in, but he's just standing there looking at me. You could see his horns are well beyond his ears on each side, sticking way up in the air. That's the kind of fun stuff for me to see. Even if I'm not making catches or anything like that, it's still fun to see a buck like that out here. You know, that you just don't see too many deer like that out in this part of the country. You know, they get that big, don't get me wrong, but you just don't see them too often. All right, we'll keep on checking. This is one of the ones that I wanted to get to while it's still hard, because I got to drive down this little field service road here. And if it's muddy, I can't drive down here, so I end up walking. And that's not ideal either. So, I mean, because I'm 3/8 of a mile plus out here. Where that deer is a half mile from the road up here. So, all right, we're going to look at this guy a little bit. Maybe I can get him to turn his head so I can see exactly what he is. But he's big. All right, hopefully we got something to show you. All right, guys. I don't know, I've checked just a few kind of random sets, some mink sets, a weasel box, that type of stuff. Right over here is where that beaver house was at. There's one beaver house right here. The other one's down farther. I'm gonna actually walk out there and take a look just to see if like they flatten my caster mound. I kind of am somewhat suspicious. There may have only been just that one beaver out here. Just, you know, he was a big guy. He was 56 pounds, something, almost 57 pounds. I'm wondering if he wasn't in here by himself. So, I don't know. With two houses, I kind of doubt that's the case. But I'm just going to walk out here. The sluice froze over on this end. But if there's beaver in here, some of the runs should be still open, I think, from them going in and out of the houses here. So, I might just sneak out here, but I do have a catch. So when I was pulling all my sets out here, I had a raccoon in this coyote set, and today I actually got a coyote in my coyote set. Let's see if he'll do it again. He's been barking ever since I parked here. Let's see if he'll bark again. When I get out, I'll see if I can get him to do it. There he barked. Come on, buddy. Do it again. Well, I'm not talking. So I'm not sure how well you guys can hear him, but I'm just doing a little interview. It's fairly breezy, but I got no cover right here. I'm out in the wide open. I wanted that my set is out away from the fence, because if that coyote gets in the fence, he's going to damage his fur tangling up in the barbed wire. So I wanted to make sure I was out like at least 6 feet out from the fence. I have one kind of over the hill behind me the exact same way. I have actually in the past on that one crawled through the fence and made my set, but I'm like, oh gosh, why should I crawl through the fence? Then you're crawling under the fence, that type of stuff, leaving scent like crazy, when I can just make my set right in the pasture here. There wasn't a lot of cover, so basically all this was just like a pocket gopher mound that I grassed over is all I'm using for a backing, and then I kind of drilled my hole into the side of the mound. I believe even the last time I made this set when I had the raccoon, there was no dirt, so I ended up using like some pocket gopher dirt to actually cover it up. But we'll get out here quick. I'll give you a good look at him, and we'll get him taken care of and get moved on. So not skunked today anyway, and I'm fairly early in the line. I'm probably only a quarter of the way maybe through the line, if that. I don't know. I'd like to add some sets, and I actually was going to in one spot, but gosh darn it, it's breezy out there. All right. It's kind of been a long time coming. It's been a few days since I caught one, so I'll give you a quick look at him here. He's pretty... Yeah, he's probably not happy. I'm upwind of him, so my scent's blowing right at him, but he's caught good in an MB 550. So what, like I said, it just was a pocket gopher kind of hill, you know, like there's one here, there's a bunch of them kind of right in this corner here. And I think, pretty sure I used dirt from that pile last time I remade this, but so I have it here. Basically the wind, natural wind is blowing that way, so if they're coming down the fence or if they're on the other side of this coming from wildlife that's over this direction, you know, hopefully they catch my wind. And it looked like there was a trail right here going through the fence, so, but he looks like he's really well furred. Looks really puffy, unless he's just kind of, you know, hackled up or whatever. But all right, we'll get this guy taken care of and try and remake my set here. There's plenty of dirt now to remake this thing, and finally back on the board. Feels good to finally catch another one. This is number 11 for the season, which is well under half of where I was at this point last year. I mean, probably a third roughly of where I was at last year. But all right, onward and upward. All right, guys, so we're making a lot of progress, really. I'm not that far around the line. I'm maybe half done checking the overall line, maybe just a touch more, I'm not sure. Probably a bit more than that, I don't know. But I have been adding sets, so I got 5 extra coyote sets added already. I'm fighting the wind. I remade that one I caught the coyote in. I remade one more that was set off. A deer had stepped in and set it off. I should have took a little video of that one because it was kind of neat. Like literally you could see like track, step in my trap. And then like the trap was, you know, the peat moss is blowing up. My trap is just basically laying there with the chain loose. And then you could see like track where they run, going the same direction they were going. But it was like perfect muddy prints and, you know, coming across like literally like beeline. It did not look like it was coming up to smell my set or anything like that. It just literally looked like it was walking, and it was a blind set for a deer because he did exactly what he's supposed to and just walked and stepped right on it. Or not what he's supposed to. I don't want him doing that, but I do have another catch here. But yeah, I got 5 extra coyote sets in. I do have a couple more spots I maybe could have. The one was kind of right in the wide open, so I'm not going to put it in today. I think tomorrow we're going to add there. I'm going to keep adding kind of as I go. The wind isn't that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad today. The ground is fairly frozen, so I can walk around. The dirt is actually sifting well today because, again, it's kind of frozen. It's dried up a little bit. So, yeah, I'm going to keep adding. I got, I don't know, at least 4, 6, 7 maybe more I'd like to get in. I do have one set off from yesterday that I didn't reset at home, so we'll get that one reset. Honestly, by the time I get home, I should have most of what I have for traps in my truck set, which is what a guy really wants. I'd like to go home with an empty box of traps, to be honest with you. And actually, I'm going to add another one here, and I'll show you why here. We'll get out and look at this guy. I apologize for the wind again because I'm kind of in the open, but we're actually going to add another set here as well. So you guys have seen a lot of these sets. So here's this little abandoned farm place up here. I caught some skunks and raccoons up there. I had caught a badger in this set. I think a badger, 2 coyotes, and a fox in that set. And I've caught 2 coyotes, and now I got another fox in this set. I think the only reason why this site is doing so well is because it's so muddy on that side that I don't think the animals can walk over there this year. And with this being not worked up this year, it's like a perfect highway. You know, there's the field change edge there, this nice slough that they can hunt. I'm on the south side of this, so like our natural northwest wind is coming this direction, so they can run right along the edge of this, be it, you know, wind checking this thing. So I got this little fox, we'll give you a little better look, but this set here I got a badger and a couple coyotes and a fox in there. I don't know exactly where it's going to be here. It might even be as far down as over here, like right over here maybe. There's kind of a nice hump. I don't want it in this hole because that's going to fill in with snow, but unless I can get it like right, use this as my backing, that might be my spot right here. I'm far enough away from this set that they can't get tangled up. I'm not necessarily worried about catching doubles or a triple here anymore. But it'd be nice to have a clean set. This set here, pheasant just got up and flew. He's flying right out over this way. He literally just got up right behind this tree. This set here is contaminated with all kinds of smell right now. And it might be too much. And now this guy here's, catching a fox, and it honestly makes it better, but it's like the first time I've ever had a fox actually kind of bark or growl at me. So I got a real nice looking fox. He's big. I can't tell 100% for sure, but I think I got him caught by both front feet. But yeah, so like I said, this set's gonna have all the eye appeal and nice fox smell to it. But like I said, I think I'm gonna go over there and add a clean set in. We'll figure out what's in these two for baits and lures, and I'll try to do something different over there. Actually, I do have an idea what I might put over there, but yeah, nice fox. So this is the spot this year. So 6 dogs now back here and a badger. And I was worried about raccoons coming out these trees because there was like little trails through the grass. But no raccoons, just catching dogs. So real pretty looking fox. You just setting just like that when I pulled up, nice and bright red in the sun. You knew as soon as I got to kind of get over this little knob right here to see. And as soon as I did that, I could see him laying here, nice and bright red. He's a big fox, and I don't know, I'm just hammering the fox right now. I don't know what's the deal with that, but all right, we'll get this guy out of there. Like I said, the wind it's blowing 20 right now, but it's really not that bad. And I think once the guy kind of gets kneeling down, so the grass is going to be kind of protecting you, won't be too bad. You just got to be quick. You got to have your dirt in your sifter ready to go, and you got to get your peat moss dumped, leveled off, and then get your dirt on top of it. And I even have done, on the one set I kind of had trouble with the peat moss blowing away, so I did peat moss, leveled it, a little bit of dirt just to kind of hold it there, and then I really kind of leveled it off the way I wanted to, and then added more dirt. Otherwise the wind was just blowing my peat moss right off top of my trap before I could get the dirt sifted. So I kind of held my hand on the peat moss and then sifted a little bit of dirt to get it to stay there, and then leveled it off. But all right, got 2 dogs now, and we'll keep on moving. Like I said, I'm probably 2/3 of the way through the line, honestly. I don't have that many sets left to check, so it's going to be keep pounding them in. It's only noon right now. We're going to keep adding sets. Like I said, we're going to add one here. Like I said, I got spots for like 8 or 9 more, if I can get there and get them in today. So all right, let's get on the move. All right guys, so I'm just pulled up here to put out a coyote set down this line, but right over here there are some pheasants. I hope you could see her move. There's a nice rooster in there and a hen. One hen got up and flew. She's right here. One hen got up and flew, and one hen flew to the north, and one rooster flew in front of my truck and went to the south here. They literally were sitting like right in that little kind of bare spot there. Like right here. Like right there, just sitting there in the sun, and I was like, I seen the one fly right in front of me. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. And I look over, yeah, there's a nice rooster and a hen just standing there all pruned out in the sun. Oh, he's up over here. He's right in here. He's like up in the brush right there. Let's see maybe if he moves enough that I can see. Otherwise we'll shut you guys off. Like I said, I'm gonna go down this fence line down this way here. I scouted out the highest spot down there so I can see it from the road here, and that I can walk to easy enough. And we're gonna walk out there and add this coyote set. I don't see him anymore. Yeah, like I said, the things you see out on the line, it isn't all about checking traps, catching animals, all that. It's all this type of stuff is why I like it, you know. I could be sitting at home on the couch and, you know, watching TV, but I'd rather be out here seeing this stuff. So, all right, like I said, we'll shut you guys off. I'm sure as soon as I get out, they're gonna fly, but all right, we'll walk out here, get this set. I got maybe 10 sets left to check, and you never know, I have something else for you. All right, guys, we made her back home. I didn't get everyone out that I want, every coyote set out I want to do today. Probably 3 of them that I wanted to, I didn't get out, but I did get, I believe, 11 new sets in today, coyote sets in today. I didn't add any raccoon sets or anything else, just coyote sets today. And like I said, I had 3 more, but I run out of one lure, and I thought I had an extra bottle of it in my, I keep just an ice cream pail up here, a couple of them actually, but the top one here has extra bait and lure in there usually, but I've pulled all the extra bait out of there, and I thought I had a bottle of extra lure of each one that I used, but apparently I didn't have the one, and I run out. Well, then one of the sets that I wanted to go make that called for that lure, so it's a ways out of my way too to go get them put in and then to check them, so I'll get them in. I think probably tomorrow was the plan. I may even like head over there first tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm not making any promises. So I added 11 sets in, 10 new spots. One where I had where I caught the fox, and there was 2 sets there already. I added a 3rd set in there. Every year I say that I'm going to do that. If I make a catch, you know, I should be adding a clean set there. A lot of times I'm not doing it this year, but I decided in that location I needed to add another clean set there, just because, like I said, I've caught a badger, a fox, and 2 coyotes in the one set, and now 2 coyotes and this fox in the other set. So I decided that I should add a clean set there. It's the hot spot apparently this year for me, so I might as well try and get some sets in there. Yeah, and then I ended up, I had 3 sets around my farm here that were either set off or dug up. 2 set off and 1 dug up. 1 was dug up or tripped off yesterday. A deer had stepped in it, and I just didn't want to remake it in the wind. And then I had, did I have 2 more on the line, or just 1 more on the line? I'm trying to think. At least 1 more on the line I remade. That was a deer had stepped in. Oh yeah, one that the deer had walked right up to it, like literally just right in stride, stepped right on my trap. So didn't like come up and smell my set or anything, I don't think. Just happened to be walking right there and stepped in it. So, but yeah, so the catch for the day, I got nice fox. He's got a beautiful white tip on his tail. Again, kind of, you know, he's actually pretty darker up here than a lot of them I get, but he's got plenty of the frosty butt. He's pretty well furred. And then I got this coyote, and he is very well furred. Seems like he's got some of the thicker hair of any of them I've got this year. He's not rubbed at all. He's got a couple burrs in him is it. He's got a burr right there. That's why it looks kind of goofy, but yeah, beautiful looking coyote for, I mean, that's the color I get. I can't do anything about the color of them, but I'm looking for the quality of the fur, and he seems to have it. He's got good quality fur, so yeah, we're gonna start skinning. I mean, I'm down to just a little bit of sun left. I could probably, like I said, go add a couple more sets, you know, restock everything. I'm out of peat moss. My pail is empty. I only got about a couple inches in my container, so I'll make sure I get that filled in the morning. I'll refill my urine bottle in the morning. I've used everything I had in my urine bottle, and I've used about half of it again today, so we're going to make sure that we get that full before I leave tomorrow. And I'm going to check all my bait and lures once I get done talking to you, and we're going to make sure we got extra bait and lure here in my truck. If it's not in my bag, I'll have extra, and I'll have one of each of the lures in there, and then one jar of each of the baits. One jar of the bait, like I said, is empty, so we'll just put the new one in there, and I'll put one of each of the other 2 in my in that pail. So I'll make sure that I have extra with me tomorrow. I mean, basically for the rest of the year, I won't use basically probably what's in my bag right now for the rest of the year. Even remaking and adding a few sets, they go quite a long ways, and I add a pretty good glob of bait. So, all right, I think that's all I know for the day. So a pretty good day out on the line. It was windy this morning, and I decided right away that I was going to start adding sets, so I started adding them, and I've struggled in the wind to get it done. I got probably on the line maybe 2 or 3 other ones I want to add at some point here, maybe even tomorrow, but now the wind went down and it's almost flat calm. I'm trying to even feel which way the wind is blowing, but it turned out to be a beautiful evening. So like the last few sets, I actually didn't even have my jacket on because I was getting overheated walking out and making them. So I hope tomorrow I'm just exhausted with carrying fur back to the truck, having to walk out and remake sets. So I do catch animals in the first day that my traps are there. So I got kind of high hopes, 10 extra sets or 11 extra sets, plus the ones that I had tripped off. I think there was 2 on the line plus the ones here. So I basically made 11 new sets and remade 5. So I would think, you know, in those 16 sets, that's like a quarter of my line or a third of my line that I got out right now. Let's hope that there's a catch in there tomorrow. Otherwise, I just want to thank you guys for watching Schmattz Outdoors again. We'll see you out on the line tomorrow.